Derek Lunsford vs Hadi Choopan at the 2023 Mr. Olympia, one last time before the 2024 Mr. Olympia, which is less than 2 weeks away. They remain the top 2 favorites in 2024 according to the predictions I've seen on social media. Was Hadi Choopan really robbed of his second Mr. Olympia win last year against Derek Lunsford, or are his fans just unable to handle the loss, much like Hadi himself? In this video, we're going to review their famous battle at the 2023 Mr. Olympia, pose by pose, so without further ado, let's jump right in. We have the 8 mandatory poses. Remember when everyone told us that it doesn't matter who wins more poses, but that overall flow is more important? Well, guess what? Now, Tyler Mannion, one of the main judges, reviews almost every pro show and uses the number of poses won as a criterion to win. But I digress. Tyler reviewed this show as well, so we'll take a look at that too. We're going to do this analysis differently. We'll begin with the easy poses that nobody disputes. Derek Lunsford wins the back double biceps and Hadi Choopan wins the abs and thighs. Tyler Mannion said so and everyone seems to agree, so why waste too much time on these 2 obvious poses? There are 2 more poses that everyone universally agrees on, both the front lat spread and the most muscular go to Hadi Choopan. I don't think even the biggest Derek fan or Hadi hater can argue with this. Even Tyler Mannion gave these poses to Hadi in his review along with the abs and thighs. These 3 poses are Hadi's only wins out of the 8 mandatory. So at this point, the score is 3-1 for Hadi after looking at the easier poses. I don't think too many would argue with these 4 poses. Now we're left with 4 more poses: the front double biceps, both side poses, and the back lat spread. All of these were given to Derek by IFBB judge Tyler Mannion as the reason Derek beat Hadi last year. Let's start with the only pose that, in my opinion, goes easily to Derek, the side chest. I won't hold back here. There are a lot of Hadi fanboys acting like Hadi is the best of all time in this pose for various reasons, but the truth is quite the opposite. Derek Lunsford wins every aspect of this pose against Hadi. The arms, shoulders, and for anyone disputing this, just look at their far shoulders and be quiet. Derek also wins the chest in this pose plus the lower body with a superior side leg. Hadi's advantage might be with the midsection, but it gets covered by the arms in this pose. The score becomes 3-2 for Hadi Choopan. Next, let's look at the other side pose, the side triceps, because again, it's an easier call to make than the remaining 2 poses. Even though Derek dominated the side chest, things change drastically here for 2 big reasons. Their midsections become a focal point, and the lateral head of the triceps is a toss-up. You can't really argue who's better as they're quite similar in size, shape and detail. Derek still wins the side leg, but Hadi wins the upper body overall. He looks harder and holds the pose better than Derek, especially when you look at the finals footage. So Hadi wins his 4th pose, making it 4 out of 8. Derek now needs to win the last 2 poses to even the final score and maintain his argument for winning the whole thing, and these last 2 poses are the closest ones, raising some suspicion already. Over 72% of you watching my videos in the past 3 months are not subscribed. If you are enjoying this content, please consider subscribing as I aim for that 30k subs milestone. Your support means a lot, thank you. Let's check out the other back pose, the back lat spread, which most people give to Derek by default. On paper, Derek has the best back in the world today, and I don't argue with that, but people forget that his back lat spread is much weaker than his back double biceps. For Hadi, the back lat spread is a very strong pose compared to his back double, which is modest at least when compared to Derek's. When I did this comparison last year, I gave this pose to Hadi. Chris Aceto gave it to Hadi too. Many people consider this, yet some still universally give both back poses to Derek by default. Let's take a closer look. Derek seems to win the upper traps and upper lats in both size and detail, but Hadi dominates the lower half with thicker lat insertions, and those lower traps are something else. Considering Hadi's back is overall bigger as he's overall bigger than Derek, you could make a strong argument for Hadi winning the back lat spread. But it's close. Derek's main argument isn't his back itself here, but the dryness in his hamstrings and especially his glutes. Hadi's hamstrings look more developed, but they also seem to have a thin layer of water, at least compared to Derek. And if we're being honest, since Hadi's fans insist so much on dryness and detail in the front poses, why not apply the same standard from the rear? Derek Lunsford wins the back lat spread overall, making the score 4-3 for the Persian Wolf. First will be last. The first pose is the last pose we're looking at here, and I believe this is actually the key pose when comparing these two. Tyler Mannion gave this pose to Derek, with his main argument being how much Derek improved from last year, focusing less on why he actually beat Hadi. Now, I'm not biased toward either of these two. I admire them both, they are the best, but as a fan I have other favorites in today's lineup, but I digress. Derek has a strong argument with that incredible torso. His wide lats, small midsection and deep vacuum are second to none. Not just today, but probably only someone like Brian Buchanan could compete with this. However, Hadi isn't far behind in this aspect. His V-taper is almost as impressive. By the way, I noticed Hadi doesn't do the vacuum during the mandatories in the front double. He only does it during his individual routine, which I think is a bad choice. So, okay, let's say Derek wins the torso. For those pointing out Derek's suspicious lats here, stop with the double standards. Remember, we gave Hadi a huge pass in the front lat spread for his suspicious shoulders. Let's just leave it at that. Continuing on, Hadi wins the lower body both in isolation and in relation to the rest of his physique. Hadi's proportions are just right, whereas Derek's legs are too small for his upper body, which is a huge minus. As for the arms, I know Hadi fans pretend Hadi dominates this aspect as if he were Ronnie Coleman or something, but I'm not even convinced he wins the arms against Derek here. Yes, Derek's arms aren't as detailed and look a bit washed out, but I'd rather have his full round complete arms than Hadi's imbalanced biceps and shorter triceps with pointy elbows, not to mention his longer, thinner forearms. Okay, maybe there's an argument for Hadi winning the arms because of his peakier biceps and better detail, but let's stop pretending he's dominating the arms, because he isn't. Now, Tyler Mannion gave this pose to Derek, also pointing out Hadi's asymmetry between his left and right quad sweep. I think he was nitpicking here, looking for an excuse, because that's not really an obvious flaw. So, who wins the pose? Honestly, it could go either way. I can see both arguments, but let's give Tyler and the judges the benefit of the doubt and give the front double biceps to Derek Lunsford. That makes the score 4-4 at best in favor of Derek. So what do we really have here? At best, there's a 4-4 tie with the two closest poses going to Derek. The only poses that are really debatable in my opinion are the front double biceps, the back lat spread and maybe the side triceps, which Hadi won. The other three poses Hadi won and the two Derek won are pretty straightforward. If you want to give all the close poses to Derek like the judges did, then yes, Derek wins. But in my opinion, at least the side triceps goes to Hadi, which would give him 4 obvious wins, Derek 2 obvious wins, and 2 close wins for Derek, still tipping the scale in Hadi's favor overall. Considering Hadi was the reigning champion, and that he improved from the previous year when he won, I still believe him losing the title to Derek was a stretch in 2023. The official scorecard has Derek winning both the prejudging and the finals. The finals were straightforward. 4 judges had Derek in first and Hadi in second, with 1 judge placing Hadi in first and Derek in second. In the prejudging, Derek had 7 points, which means either 2 judges placed him second and 3 gave him first place, or 1 judge placed him third and 4 gave him first. The first option seems more plausible, but since Hadi had 4 second place votes, it suggests that the judge who had Hadi winning the prejudging might have placed Derek in third and Samson in second. Either way, it wasn't a 1-point decision, it was still close but a clear win for Derek, which makes it even more suspicious. Now, I'm not trying to stir up drama or fuel the upset fans, but I stand by my initial opinion on this result. It was very close and it could have gone either way. However, Hadi winning would have been less controversial than Derek winning the 2023 Mr. Olympia. And I'm not talking about the fanboys who can't handle the result, I'm speaking purely from a physique standpoint. Let me know your thoughts on this matchup. Who do you think was the rightful winner of the 2023 Mr. Olympia and why? If you appreciate my work, give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe so I can reach my 30k subscribers milestone. Thanks for watching and see you next time.